Started like any other evening. I had just returned from a long day at work, tired but relieved to finally relax. I opened the door to our apartment and was greeted by the familiar scent of her perfume. Anna, my wife, was sitting at the kitchen table, her laptop open in front of her and the soft hum of a movie playing in the background. We had been married for 5 years, and to the outside world we were the perfect couple. We had built a life together filled with laughter, love, and stability. But deep down something had felt off lately. There were little things, small moments where I caught her looking at her phone too quickly when I entered the room, or when she'd become distant during our conversations. I brushed it off, thinking I was just being paranoid, but that evening everything changed. I walked into the living room, and the moment I glanced at her phone on the coffee table, something caught my eye. There was a text notification that flashed on the screen. "Can't wait to see you tonight, babe." My heart sank. I knew something was wrong. I tried to stay calm, but I couldn't ignore the knot tightening in my stomach. I picked up the phone, trying to act nonchalant, but my hands were shaking. I unlocked it, and there, staring back at me, were a series of messages between Anna and someone. I didn't recognize the texts. Were flirtatious, filled with promises of secret meetings and hidden desires. It took only a second to realize the truth. My wife had been cheating on me. I stood frozen, staring at the screen, the shock slowly morphing into anger. I felt betrayed, humiliated, and confused. My mind raced with 1,000 questions, none of which I could answer. How long had this been going on? Who was this person? Why hadn't I seen the signs? Earlier, Anna walked into the room and froze when she saw me holding her phone. The color drained from her face, and I could see the panic rising in her eyes. She knew I didn't have to say anything. The silence between us spoke louder than any words. Can explain? Please, just let me explain," she said, her voice trembling. She was visibly shaking, her hands wringing together in distress. I didn't know what to say. I had so many emotions swirling inside me: betrayal, heartbreak, confusion. But I managed to choke out the only question that mattered. "Who is he, Anna?" Her face flushed with guilt. She took a step back, trying to find the right words, but I could see her struggling. Finally, she confessed, "It's someone from work. It just happened. It never meant for it to go this far. I swear I love you. Please don't leave me. I'll do anything to fix this." She fell to her knees, her eyes welling with tears, begging me for forgiveness. It was painful to watch her. Desperation was clear, but so was their reality. Of what she had done, I couldn't just ignore the depth of her betrayal. I wanted to yell, to scream, but all I could do was stare at her, feeling the weight of the situation press down on me. "I don't know what to do anymore," I said, my voice breaking. "How could you do this to me? We had everything: trust, love, a future. You threw it all away." Anna was panicking now, her voice escalating in desperation. "Please, I made a mistake. I was stupid. I didn't think. I swear it meant nothing. I love you, only you. I'll end it with him. I'll go to counseling. I'll do whatever it takes. Please don't leave me." Her words felt hollow, like she was trying to convince both me and herself that it wasn't as bad as it seemed, but I wasn't sure I could believe her. The damage had already been done. The trust between us had been shattered beyond repair, and deep down, I knew there would be consequences, not just for her actions, but for our relationship, for everything we had built together. I took a step back, needing space to think, to breathe. I couldn't just make a decision in the heat of the moment, no matter how much. Third, I needed time to process everything. "I can't do this right now, Anna. I need time to think." Anna's face crumpled here, ease pleading with me, but I couldn't give her an answer yet. I needed to step away and figure out what was next. The next few days were a blur. Anna tried everything she could to make things right. She sent texts, left voicemails, and even tried to arrange a sit-down with a counselor. But it didn't matter. Every time I looked at her, all I could see was the betrayal. I couldn't erase the image of her messages with another man from my mind. And then I received a call, one that would change everything. It was from Anna's lover. He didn't know that I knew about their affair, but he called to warn me. He wasn't looking for a fight, he just wanted to clear the air, it turned out. That he wasn't just some random colleague, he was someone who had known Anna for years and their relationship wasn't as innocent as she had made it. Out to be, there was history there, emotional and in some cases more than. That it was a slap in the face. I hung up the phone, my heart racing. This was more than I could handle. There was no going back from this. Anna had crossed a line, and no matter how much she begged for forgiveness, the consequences were inevitable. I confronted her one last time in the same place where everything had fallen apart. I know everything now. Anna, there's nothing left to say. You've broken us and there's no going back. Here he's welled up with tears once more. But this time I didn't see sincerity. I saw guilt, regret, and the unmistakable truth that she had lost me for good. Please, she whispered, her voice barely audible. I'll do anything, but it was too late. The consequences had already begun. Our marriage was over, and so was the trust we once shared.